Hey guys, Willjum here, and with the recent end to my first solo series, a huge amount of you have been requesting a build video for the base that I used throughout the wipe. I've received a massive amount of support from all of you after my recent series, far more than I was expecting, and it's made me so happy that you guys seem to enjoy not just my builds, but my gameplay too. We've just smashed through the 4K sub mark, so I've decided to set a bit of a goal. It's a hell of a long shot, but it will be fantastic if we can get to 10,000 subscribers by 2021. A couple of you commented asking about whether I stream or not, to which the answer is currently no. However, I have just set up a Twitch account and the link will be in the description for anyone interested. I have no idea when my first stream will come, but you are very welcome to go ahead and follow my account until that happens. Finally, before we get into the tour, make sure to turn the notification bell on if you haven't already, as I know YouTube can be a little dodgy when it comes to dishing out my videos to subscribers. I'm going to be going through every step as thoroughly as possible in this base build, but if you want a good idea of the sort of time I take to build this throughout the wipe, make sure you go ahead and check out my solo series. To start off the tour, we have one of two external tool cupboards. For the design, I've gone with a simple window frame and garage door, ensuring a minimum raid cost of 7 rockets to each external, meaning if someone wants to grief the base, they'd need to spend an extra 14 rockets on top of everything else to be able to place anything inside your base. For the entrance to the compound, I've gone with a Alone in Tokyo style entrance rather than a wooden gate, as it prevents people from going deep as easily on your compound. If you don't already know Alone in Tokyo, make sure you check him out, his vids are awesome. Coming up to our main entrance, we have a simple single door airlock. You don't need any demonstration on how that works, along with 2 drop boxes above the door. Through this passageway, we have a long line of garage doors leading to our main core. On the left is lots of utility items. You can switch and change these around depending on what you need throughout the wipe. Maybe that's more furnaces or more boxes. It's completely up to you. Coming into the main core on our second floor, we have our tier 3 and a few more large boxes. The roof bunker currently blocks access to our main loot room downstairs, and for now we're going to leave that shut and we're going to head upstairs. Up here we have 2 more loot rooms separated by plenty of garage doors. This should be enough storage for your whole wipe, and it was for me. A couple of additions I've made after playing the wipe is adding those 2 lockers, as I feel they could be really helpful for some solos. On this floor we have a bed along with a couple more boxes. Through the single door airlock we have access to our shooting floor. I absolutely love the shooting floor on this base. There are lots of naughty angles that the external peek downs provide, and I think it's awesome. There are also plenty of boxes up here in case you do run out of storage, however only keep your worst loot here as they can be easily raided. Coming to our top floor, we have a very simple heli garage. These are very important now that the ring road system has been added, as minicopters are even less frequent than they were already due to more people finding them easily. Up on our roof, we have plenty more angles provided from the little peek downs along with the concrete barricades, which if you watch my channel a lot, you'll know that I love concrete barricades. There's also space for a scrap heli up here if you need it. Now, there is no exact build cost or upkeep, as it completely depends on how far you upgrade the base. You could upgrade it right to the end like I do into a full compound, but you really do not have to. And the build cost doesn't really matter as much, as the base is designed to be built very progressively, so you're never going to need too much of any resource at any point in time, as you can expand slowly throughout the wipe as you play. Now back to the tour. In order to clear the bunker, all you have to do is spawn in the sleeping bag inside your core and destroy the twig half wall. This opens up the roof seal bunker. In our main core we have a few more large boxes protected by around 27 rockets direct, and plenty more if the raiders choose to raid via the doors. Removing the window bars reveals the tool cupboard and the upkeep. That is the full tour, and now stay with me for the full base build. As promised, this base can be built from a really easy starter. Just 3 triangles and a wooden double door. Squeeze the tool cupboard in the corner, and then a furnace next to it. Make sure it stays within the triangle so you can then place a window frame in front. When you're ready to expand, extend the base by another 2 triangles. In this extension, you can now place your sleeping bag and a tier 1 workbench. When you're ready to expand further, you can now build your chute. place another triangle and then stone walls 2 high. If you've cooked up enough metal, this front door can now be a sheet metal double door. In order to fill up your loot room, remove the 2 double doors and then place a half wall followed by 2 triangles on top of it. You can now remove the half wall and place boxes underneath and above the 2 triangles. Before you place the small boxes in front, place your garage door. Make sure the bar above the garage door is facing towards the direction where raiders are most likely going to be coming from. Now that the garage doors are placed, you can place your small boxes. 2 more furnaces can be placed in the chute and a campfire next to the tier 1 workbench. Wooden foundations can be used to access your main entrance. If you were having a bad day and you needed to log off now, that's absolutely fine. You can still seal off the bunker, place a half wall and then a roof and upgrade it to stone. What this does is it forces raiders to have to pickaxe the stone walls. When you upgrade this to metal, this will make their job even harder. This bunker doesn't really add to the rocket cost since it can be pickaxed, but it really helps slow down raiders. At some point in Wipe, you're going to want to upgrade all of this to sheet metal. Of course, this doesn't all have to happen at once, I'm just going to do it all now. From now on in the build, I'm going to be upgrading in the final material that the base needs to be upgraded to. I'm doing this in order to save a lot of time, as the video is already long enough as it is. Make sure you farm up that high qual because you want to upgrade the triangle around the tool cupboard to high quality as fast as possible. When you are ready to expand, simply surround the second floor with walls and wall frames. Make sure you leave the ceiling where the chute will be placed empty so that you can access it. Next to the chute, we're going to use a garage door, and for the entrance, we're going to use double doors. For now, temporary boxes can be placed, although your tier 3 will be placed there later. Replace this inside double door with a garage door, and then more boxes can be placed on top of the chute. When you're ready, you can replace the tier 1 with a tier 2 workbench. On top of the chute, place more walls and another garage door. What we're going to do now is extend the entrance. Remove the foundation with a hatchet or a sword, and then place 2 more triangle foundations. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be building in the final grade, which is sheet metal, but since this is honeycomb, it's most likely you'll be upgrading this to stone first. The honeycomb of this base is so easy to do as it's all triangles. If you're ever confused, just think, add triangles. That's literally all we're going to be doing. The base should be nice and symmetrical, so if it's not, you might have done something wrong. We're going to extend the honeycomb another level higher. It's most likely that this will remain stone for most of Wipe, and it's only towards the end when you start to build up a lot of metal that you can finally upgrade it. Now that the main honeycomb is sorted, we're going to work on the next floor, which is a main loot room. This floor is going to have 2 main loot areas and plenty of storage. It's a good idea to keep some good stuff actually on this floor, as it's very likely that raiders will miss it when raiding. Fill the floor with frames. Eventually you're going to have all of these frames filled with garage doors. Of course, this might take some time as it's going to need a lot of gears. For the loot rooms themselves, place half walls and then 2 triangles above them. You can then remove the half walls. Place another triangle through the wall into the chute. What this does is create our jump up. Repeat the same thing on the other side. Once again, another triangle can be placed through the wall, through the chute. This creates an extra space for storage. You can now go ahead and fill all of this area with boxes. I absolutely love this floor because of how much storage it can hold. I also decided to add lockers in after I played the wipe, as I figured they'd be a really nice addition. Don't forget the boxes that can be placed on top and below the chutes. Next, we're going to be working on our bedroom and our shooting floor. The next part of this base can be made out of stone, as this is going to be quite a weak area and you're not going to be holding much loot up here. These two single door frames are going to be used to create a nice little airlock to reach your shooting floor. I like placing a window frame with some reinforced window bars. They give you a nice visual on your shooting floor in case anyone happens to be up there. You can now place your bed along with some boxes in this room. Your base should be looking a little something like this at this point. When you're ready to expand even further, remove the foundation steps once again and extend 4 more stone triangles. From now on, all of the honeycomb is going to be made out of stone. Once again, it's really easy to extend this base as honeycomb. All you do is surround it with triangles. What you can now do is place full walls on all of the foundations. Make sure to fill up all of the honeycomb with triangle floor tiles. For your main entrance, place a raised triangle foundation and upgrade it to sheet metal. This prevents people from pickaxing it once they blow through the first door. Foundation steps can now be placed, and these will be your final ones. You're not going to have to break them again. Place a single door frame, a half wall, and then a triangle floor tile on top. Place another single door frame, and then a window frame. You can now place 2 more half walls, and then another triangle. Place your sheet metal doors, and then you can place your wooden boxes just above the second door. You might have to pick up the door to place the second one though. Now you can go ahead and seal it off. Fill it in with frames and garage doors. These garage doors at the entrance make raiding the space through doors hell. The base should now be looking something like this. Now you're ready to fill in the rest of the honeycomb. Extend it by another level higher. This can all be stone. Having an extra layer of honeycomb means that even if a raider was to blow directly to the tool cupboard and main loot, it would still cost them 27 rockets. And that's if they blow directly. It's most likely they're going to spend even more getting to your loot. Make sure you follow the placement of the honeycomb very carefully here. Once you're done, the base should be looking pretty symmetrical, so it's quite easy to tell if you've done it well. On the front, On the front facing side of the base, extend the honeycomb by another layer. We're now ready to work on the shooting floor. On the front side of the base, place a square in the centre, followed by triangles either side. Make sure you leave the gap between the triangle and the square. Place squares on the left side if you're running around the base clockwise. Once you've done that correctly, it should look a little something like this. Now place your single door frames on the right of each gap. This is very important as the door will not open the correct way if you place the frame on the wrong side. You can now surround the rest of the floor with window frames. Once you're ready, go ahead and fill up the ceiling with floor tiles. Window bars can now be placed in all of the windows. You can also add embrasures as well, but they're quite expensive and not always necessary. Single doors should now be placed and all of them opened and code locked. This ensures people can't jump into your shooting floor and it forces them to have to pickaxe through the soft side of the stone walls in order to access your shooting floor. You can now place some large boxes, although I wouldn't keep any good loot in them as they're very vulnerable to raids. For your helicopter garage, just place a few more walls and then a garage door. This has room for one minicopter. If you've been a subscriber a while and you've watched some of my older base builds, you'll know how I feel about concrete barricades. No arguments, they are the coolest thing in this game. Put them on your base, it's worth it. As you play, you should get a tier 3 and you should place that on the second floor. Throughout the wipe, you'll be collecting high qual. It's a good idea to continue upgrading the core to armoured as fast as you can throughout the wipe. The more of it you upgrade, the stronger your base is going to be. By the end of the wipe, you could even have the whole core plus the chute upgraded to armoured, but this isn't entirely necessary. When you need a research table, you can place it on the shooting floor, and there are plenty of spaces throughout the base where it can be placed. In your entrance, you can just fill it with furnaces and boxes or lockers, whatever you need in the wipe. And that is the whole base done. What we're going to do next is work on the externals and work on the compound. We're going to build our externals by placing a twig triangle and then 6 square foundations. On the 7th foundation, place a triangle and then another triangle connected to it. You can now go ahead and remove all of the square foundations plus the twig foundation at the base. Upgrade the second triangle to sheet metal and the front one to stone. The back triangle should all be upgraded to sheet metal. This is where you'll place your tool cupboard. Place a garage door in front and then upgrade the rest of the base to stone. A window frame at the front ensures an extra 4 rockets to reach this tool cupboard. You can now place foundations going back towards the base. 3 foundations away from the external, place 2 square foundations. That is going to be your entrance to the compound. Place 2 more foundations leading back towards the base. The final one should be almost connected. Place frames on the front, and then walls either side, and then tiles on the top. This can all be upgraded to stone. Place a garage door in the middle, 2 sheet metal double doors, and then a metal shop front. Inside, you can place a box or a locker, whatever you want, it's up to you. This should now be repeated on the other side of the compound as well. Once you've done that, you're ready for the final part, and that's the high walls. My only real tips for the high walls is to use Alt to look around to make sure you're placing them correctly. Apart from that, I'm utterly useless at making compounds, and they always look awful. And with that, that is the whole base complete. I really hope you enjoyed the build, and if you haven't seen my solo series already, make sure you check that out. A lot of people really enjoyed it, and I hope you did as well. And with that, that is everything done. Make sure to share the video to someone who might enjoy it. Willjum, out.